Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make anything into pixel art. I got myself here as a Fairly Odd Parents character. So we're going to start with this. Let's get it. So first of all, you want to open Photoshop. Go to New. Make sure you change this part to pixels. And we're going to have that at about 47 by 67 pixels. Boom, and then we're going to click OK, and it's going to give us this real small page. So zoom in, that's Alt and scroll on the mouse, or Alt plus if you're on a Mac.
This is Miyagi. I'm
gonna color this in just to show you guys the grids. So there you got the grid right there. If you don't have this, you need to go to View, and then you need to turn on Grid to get this. Then next, gonna drag this image in. Make sure your image is a PNG and it has no background. I'm gonna drag that on right now. Boom. So next, what you wanna do, we're gonna make a new layer. That's this button down here, the plus in a box. And this is the layer we're gonna draw on.
I wish I could see you more often.
Turn the opacity down of the original image. Click on the layer, drag opacity down, just so we can see what we're drawing on top of the image.
No, you wanna live. I've been ready to see.
Cool, we got our brush. Make sure you turn the brush tool, which is B on the keyboard, to a pencil, and it's gonna give you this square brush. Put that to like 1, and that's like the size of each individual square.
Break the rules, let me do the honors.
All right, so let's get to drawing. Go onto the layer, the top layer, new layer you made. And first of all, we're just gonna start with the outline. Just outline everything. So I'm gonna speed this part up.
Yeah, I know you're gonna put it all on the line. Mrs. Miyagi, I just with your body. No, you got somebody. Don't be telling nobody. Mrs. Miyagi, Mrs. Miyagi, Mrs. Miyagi.
All right, cool. This is what we got so far. You know what? I'm gonna take the background off because I can see things clearer. Cool. So this is what we got so far. Now I'm just gonna go into working in the rest of the details, the hairline, and all the other places where we have black lines, basically. All right, lit. So now we're gonna work the colors. So the highlights in the hair, these are like gray. To do this, it's Alt, click on the color you want on the first original image, and then just go over it on the top layer. And I'm just gonna do this for the skin, highlights, everything basically.
So tell me right away, out of space, yeah, for the end, it's not that far away. On our way, but our time now, this I know. I don't wanna wait for the same. I pay the price, yeah, can't cry, it's not that far away. On our way.
All right, for the lips, the nose, they're actually like darker shades of brown. So don't use black on these parts because it's gonna look weird. So like I said before, Alt, click on the color on the original image, and then just use those. Also use the darker brown for the shadows and a lighter brown for the highlights. Or if your skin tone's different, the same goes for whatever skin tone.
Feeling like I was already chose. Hard like 100 round drums. Bumper small like rose. You already know my rounds. Fire me up like a booth. Baby, don't mind your choose. I'ma stay tight, no noose. So long I'm here with you. Offshore taking cruise. Baby, felt deep for you. So tell me right away. Out of space, yeah. For the end, it's not that far away. On our way, but our time now. This I know. I don't wanna wait for the same. I pay the price, yeah. Can't cry.
All right, boom. So this is what we got so far. Now we're gonna move on to the body. I actually was wearing a chain in the original image. Let me show you guys. So yeah, it was a gold chain. So for this, we're just gonna use like a yellow brush, a yellow color. And we're just gonna do this in pixel. So we're gonna look for a color that's like gold. This works, yeah, not too yellow. Then we're just gonna put it in around here, the same as the original. And then on top of this, just gonna add a darker shade on the outside just to give it more depth, as well as white squares for the shine. You dig? For the shine. For the stars on the chain, just gonna add some white squares. Yes, sirski. That's looking hard. That's looking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Heads off. I got my
Alright, bet. Then I'm gonna add in a red line for the logo on the shirt.
ain't no
And then obviously I'm wearing a white shirt on here. So for the shadows for white, naturally it's gonna be like a light gray. So what I'm doing here is just obviously adding in the white squares. Where the shadows are, I'm adding in like light gray squares.
You ain't my slime, you just my side Get out my life.
Watch out for me, I don't lose, yeah. Sweet if I need like a chew, yeah. Three times, don't think I need to tell you anymore. I reside in my zone, baby. I don't really need your love, baby. You should watch your tone, baby.
And same for the watch. Watch I usually do in a light gray. If it's like a silver or a diamond watch, the same thing I'm doing for the rings. And then gonna add in white squares and colored squares just so it looks like those diamonds are dancing. So yeah, we're gonna go for like a purple, might put a blue in there, a green. Yes, sir. All right, cool. Now we're on to the bottom part. Oh, also for your eraser tool, turn that to block mode so your eraser appears as a square and you can rub them out. So for the trousers, it's a bit more complicated, but we're kind of just gonna freestyle it. So we know the shadows go on the back, so always have the darker gray squares in the back for me personally. And then we got the black patches. The main things I'm like focused on here is the green shoelaces, the red tag. So I know I gotta get those colored squares in, a few darker grays. And yeah, that's pretty much done. All right, so I'm gonna make that layer invisible so we can see if there's any squares missing. I'm gonna fill these in real quick. And that's pretty much a rack. That's pretty much the whole image done. The last thing you wanna do is make the image bigger. So whatever you wanna use it for, it's a good size, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go to image size, make sure this is on %, and then change the width to 2000. It's gonna change the height as well. That looks cool. Make sure nearest neighbor is in that bottom setting. I'm gonna zoom out, see how that looks. Yeah, that looks cool. Click OK. And boom, that's a rack. I'm just gonna save that as a PNG and then give you a side-by-side comparison of the two. Alright, so on the left we got the original, on the right we got a pixel version. Yeah, I think it looks pretty hard. Like, it's crazy the fact that it's in pixels but you can still tell what the image is. I think that's hard. So yeah, this is how you make a pixel image / NFT. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.